In young runaway of these 8 runners in the St James's Palace Stakes, 6-4 Bairn in their running, and Zezafon, one of the first to show from Comparison. Zezafon and Comparison, and just in behind them Leading Star and Scottish Reel just going into third now, as it's Zezafon on the inside of Comparison, and now Van der France going up on the outside of Scottish Reel. Then comes Leading Star and Young Runaway, and the 2 back markers of Bairn and Waffy as they pass the 6 furlong pole. Comparison and Zezafon disputing it ahead of Scottish Reel and Van der France, then Young Runaway and then Leading Star. Then comes Bairn and Waffy as the back marker, and they're passing the 5 pole, and as they do so, it's Comparison on the outside of Zezafon, then Scottish Reel. Behind Scottish Reel is Young Runaway, then comes Van der France, then Bairn, then Leading Star in the Royal Colours, and then Waffy past the 4 furlong pole. And as they pass it, on the inside Zezafon, on the outside Comparison, then comes Scottish Reel, Young Runaway, behind Young Runaway Van der France, and then Bairn, although with Ready to Do going well at the moment, swinging for home. And it's Zezafon from Comparison, then Scottish Reel, Van der France on the outside, Lester Piggott tracking Van der France now on Bairn, Leading Star coming back into the picture, and it's Van der France now who's taking it up marginally from Scottish Reel, then Bairn delivering a challenge on the far side of Scottish Reel. They're coming down to the furlong pole now, and it's Scottish Reel and Van der France with Bairn challenging over on the far side. Bairn takes it up now as they race into the final 150 yards. It's Bairn and Lester Piggott striding away now from Scottish Reel and Van der France. Bairn is going to win this in tremendous style. Number 1 for Lester Piggott at the meeting, and Bairn is the winner. Second is Scottish Reel, and third Van der France, and 4 Young Runaway. It's the 1, 2, 3, 4, followed by Leading Star and Zezafon. Behind them came Comparison, and last was Waffy. And so the result of the St James's Palace Stakes, first number 1 Bairn, owned by Sheikh Mohammed, trained by Luca Kumani and ridden by Lester Piggott. Second was number 9 Scottish Reel, owned by Sir Gordon White, trained by Michael Stout and ridden by Walter Swinburne. And third was number 10 Van der France, owned by Mr Daniel Wildenstein, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Steve Cawthon. Fourth was number 12 Young Runaway. Well, Bairn never had it lost, this son of Northern Baby out of Lady Mouse, who cost $510,000 as a yearling. He's really proved himself this afternoon. Here's how he won the St James's Palace Stakes, reviewed by Julian Wilson.
A beautifully ridden race by Lester. 2 but last in the early stages, but threaded his way through. Up front, the Comparison's coming to the end of his tether, and Zezafon nips through on the rails to take an early lead. Wally Swinburne was always perfectly placed on Scottish Reel and makes his challenge here in third place. Van der France on the outside, the Queen's runner on the wide outside, Leading Star, and Lester for a moment looking for Ron. He's thought of switching out, but now he sees that there's an opportunity to switch inside and go in between Wally Swinburne and Young Runaway. And there the gap comes, and Lester goes through it, and Bairn quickens very quickly, and the race is over. Bairn hits the front, but Scottish Reel battles back and runs on really well. Young Runaway, as expected, on the rails, just gets tired here. Van der France runs on well in third place. But now Lester asks Bairn to quicken, and he goes away and wins like a really high-class horse, paying a terrific tribute to the 2,000 guineas form. Lester looks round for, I wonder, the how minute time at Royal Ascot, and sees that he's got 2-3 lengths to spare from the runner-up to Scottish Reel. In third place, Van der France, but Lester cruises home on the Guineas runner-up to give Luca Kumani consolation for not being able to run the horse in the Derby.